Hi, I'm Jules from Jules Pilates in Madison, Wisconsin. I teach both private lessons and group classes, Pilates and Coraline. A lot of times my clients will come to class and they'll have a great lesson, they'll feel good in their body, and then they have a question for me after class. They'll go, what do I do when I go home? So in between your Pilates lessons and the next time you come to class is a good time to practice some of the fundamental movements or some of the movement sequences that'll help your body remember all the good things that you did learn. So I've created a series of videos. Some of them are geared towards movement patterns, and some of them are geared towards little massage and release patterns. When you decide to have a little home practice for 5 minutes or a half an hour, you're going to really need to think about the space around you. So you want to have some place that has enough room to move your arms and your legs in a way that you're not knocking into the kitchen counter or the ottoman or the guest bed, and that you can roll your body down and up or stretch your legs fully out, come to fully to standing. I am standing on 2 layered mats on top of a harder surface. That works for me. If you have a carpet, you might like to have just one mat over it to make it a little less cushy. But if we're doing moves where you're lying on your back, you don't want to hurt your back, you don't want to hurt your joints, you don't want to hurt your wrists or your ankles or your tailbone. So make sure that give it a test run before you really get into it, and make sure that your surface is comfortable for you. Now on to the video. One more thing you should know before you begin is that it does matter what kind of surface you're standing on. So the mat situation that I have here is actually 2 mats. I have a fairly thick yoga mat and a really much thicker, that's bigger, that's about a 1/2 inch thick cushy mat. So this is a nice soft surface that I'm working on. And as I put pressure onto the ball, as I step off and on with my foot, there's a lot of give underneath me, which allows the tissues to really have a nice feel and a soft quality. You can do this on just a regular yoga mat on your wood floor, but it'll have a little bit of a harder feeling. If you do it just on the wood floor, it's going to have a very intense feeling, and that might not be what you're looking for in terms of relaxing tissues and easing inflammation. It could actually exacerbate the problem. So you might choose to try to find a surface that has a little more give to it, maybe a yoga mat on top of carpeting, or 2 yoga mats. Hi, today we're going to work with the small massage ball. You can get these through OPTP, that company in Minnesota, and we'll include the link to the company in the footnotes. I'm going to show you how to do a foot massage and myofascial release of the foot. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find yourself a comfortable place with a little bit of room around you. You need room in front of you, you need room beside you, and you're going to take your massage ball standing, put the ball in between your feet. And then you're going to stand up with your good posture, and then you're going to feel your center of balance. Toes to heels, outside edge to inside edge of the feet, pretty even. And then see how you feel all the way up the spine. Just let your hands hang naturally. Okay, so that's your starting sensation. Then we're going to do a series of acupressure points. So the first point you're going to do is right dead center in the foot. So right in the middle of the foot from toe to heel, side to side. And you're going to take your spot, put it over the ball, and step completely down on top of the ball just once, briefly, and then step right back off of it. If that hurts, then don't step all the way down. Just step a little bit on it. You don't want to create pain. And then you're going to do exactly that same thing, dead center in the middle of the foot, all the way down on the other foot, and then stand and do a little side-to-side comparison. How does that foot feel? How does the second foot feel? Good. Moving on, you're going to create a pressure point between under each of the toe knuckles, not on the digit themselves, but right underneath the pad of the toe. So taking your first foot, you're going to press once down underneath the pad of the big toe. Then you're going to roll to the pad of the second toe, one pressure down. Third toe, one pressure down. Fourth toe, one pressure down. Follow the shape of your foot. Don't go out to the digits. And then right underneath the little toe. And then stand. See how that foot feels. Second foot, big toe, under the pad of the foot, not the digit itself. Second, one pressure. Third toe, one pressure. Fourth toe. Following the line of the foot, find the pad of the little toe, one pressure down, and then stand and see how you feel side to side. Now, right about here, you might check in and see how your knees are feeling, okay? And then we're gonna put a pressure right underneath on the inside edge of the foot, right above the ball of the foot on the inside edge of the foot, and one pressure right in front of the heel on the inside edge of the foot. So do that on one foot, and it's right underneath your foot, right below the ball of the foot, then right in front of the heel. One more pressure point. You're going to find where the little toe comes into the foot. Usually there's a little bump right there. Right underneath that bump on the outside edge of the foot, one pressure point down, and then stand on that foot and see how it feels. Same thing, other side, inner edge, right behind the ball of the foot, then right in front of the heel, and then right underneath the blade of the little toe. Sometimes it'll look like you have a little waistline here at the side of the outside edge of the foot, and that's the blade of your little toe. So underneath or above the ball of the foot, in front of the heel on the inside edge, and then underneath the blade of the little toe, and stand to see how you feel side to side. One more pressure point, right dead center in the middle of the heel. Press all the way down once. Step off, press all the way down once on the other side, and then see how you feel. So see how your posture feels, how your leg joints feel, how your shoulders feel, how your neck feels, and then we're going to continue. So you're going to keep your heel glued to the floor. I'll turn it an angle so it becomes a pivot point. And you're going to take the ball underneath the ball of the foot, and as you pivot on the heel, remember the heel's on the floor, you're going to roll the ball side to side from big toe to little toe for a little bit, not a big, long time. And then you're going to create a pivot point with the ball of the foot and shake the heel over the ball. And then do the same thing on the other side. So heels pivot point, rock the ball underneath the ball of the foot, and then the ball of the foot's the pivot point, and rock the heel over. One more thing, and this is where you need room in front of you. So I'm going to turn so I stay on my mat. So now you're going to roll the ball from your toe to your heel along the line of each of your toes. So big toe, second toe, etc., all the way to the pinky. And this requires a little bit of balance. So you saw me reach for the wall here. If you have a convenient wall, it's not a bad idea. I usually bring the foot that I'm not massaging forward enough so that I don't lose my balance. I start at the big toe knuckle and I roll to the heel, stepping forward, and then I pull the ball back with zero pressure on it, and I do this second toe, and it's like I'm gliding forward on the ball. Take the pressure off, roll the ball back. Third toe, this is a great one if you have plantar fasciitis. And fourth toe, not putting a lot of pressure on that ball. And fifth toe. Did I skip any toes? I hope not. Okay, so stand, see how you feel. Hopefully a little bit lively. And one more time. Big toe, step forward, slide or glide the ball across the foot. Bring the ball back, second toe. And rock the ball back. Third toe. Fourth toe. Rolling forward. And fifth toe. Starting at the pinky and rolling to the heel. Okay? There could be one more thing if you feel like you have a little more time, and that it would just be a general rolling the ball around underneath the foot in just a random manner. And so I call that scribbling. And I like this one because then you can kind of turn your foot inward and turn it outward and get the back edges of the heel and all around the sides, and maybe even want to practice trying to pick the ball up with your foot. Whoop, look at that. And then scribble around on the other foot. And this is just to push inflammation through the distal end of your body and bring a little more circulation into the foot. And you are done.